Hello and welcome to the next part of Bach's Fugue BWV 998. We're diving into the fantastic 16th note Italianate section. Let's dive straight into Bach BWV 998, the Fugue. Welcome back to Bach. We are now in section B to the Fugue BWV 998. It is an Italianate section because of that running series of 16th notes for many bars. Alright, so we left it off here at bar 29, D major. And you have got essentially a C shape shifted up into the second position, 4-3-2 half bar with the first finger. Right hand doing all the selecting. Open strings, leave your fourth finger down. That's the first sort of idea. It goes from a half bar, fourth finger stays on as an anchor, and then you're back into the D. Here, notice in this angle that I have no bar down once we come back. Right, from this point, this is bar 30, this second finger needs to be prepared to go here, and you're going to do a lovely long stretch to hit two A's, because it is not one note, it is two notes. They sound different, and that is the effect that we're looking at, a cross-string campanella sound. So we have your F sharp with the second finger, first finger at 2, fourth finger at 7, second finger is going to slide up. So I'm using I and A here. Then you're back down into open position. 1 on the C sharp, 3 and 2. Now here it's this simple. I am cutting out the E note here, because we don't need it, we've already got it in the bass, and I'm using a fourth finger on the G. From this point, your fourth finger is going to slide down to the F sharp. It's going to be 1 and 2 on the A and D, and then your fourth finger is going to slide up again. Notice how my first finger stayed down between those two changes, between the D and A7, essentially. So Bach is just literally playing between 1 and 5 here. 1, 5, 1, 5. So that is the first sort of little mini micro study, and it involves a lot of new fingering combinations, possibly for you, especially if you haven't done this sort of stretch before. With that bass, that F sharp bass. Take it slowly, nice and clear, slow ideas about fingering. Let's check this out in slow motion. Back to bar 32. So again, we are back at a D chord. Now, you can do the full D there if you want, but it is also possible to cut out that fourth finger there, because we've already got a D. In fact, we're going to have 3 Ds in this chord. So that's your choice, but it is possible. So we have lovely full chord, then breaking it up into the runs. Now, notice how my third and fourth fingers come off. It is 3 on at 4, 4 on at 5, 2, 1, if you can. If you can't, 1, 1, into a bar at 2 for the B minor chord. Now I switch straight into 3, 4, 3 here to get into that E chord, but it is possible to do. Jump. That's your call. There is a musical reason for me switching there. I keep the bass on as usual. Baroque, very important. Second finger, first finger, open E. 4, 3, half bar, 2. 3, 0. Fingering choices, take the ones that you need. Don't interrogate mine. don't feel that like this is the be-all and end-all of fingering. It's not. Alrighty, so we're now at bar 33. I use a second finger and then I just guide up, half bar 2. Back down. Notice I'm using fingers 2 and 1 here because my third finger is going to have to pop up. And again, we have cross stringing here. Third finger slides up, first finger on its second. And then I take 3 and 1 up, fourth finger off, to get the D and G sharp respectively here. And then we're into half bar at, second finger guides up here, fourth finger on a G sharp, back to 5, half bar, and then we're at a half bar at 7, and then into 36. I'm just going to finish off here. I do a half bar at 9, so that it leaves my third finger and my fourth finger free to come into that F sharp and a D that I need in the next beat. That's already a lot. I am going to leave it there for that tiny section. The main thing to notice is we've now moved up into the 5th here, where we're and the other thing is I am trying my best to use guide and smart fingers. Here we have 4 stays down, 3 and 1 up, 4 off, 1 and 2, 2 up, 2 down, half bar, half bar. The more that you can do that kind of information now at the slow stage, the better it'll be when you speed this up. All right, let's check this out in slow motion. Back to bar 36. So we are flying through this quite quickly now, mainly because it is a lot of static left hand positions, smart fingering, and your right hand is doing a lot of the work here, so keep an eye on that angle for my right hand fingers. So bar 36, I left it off here at 9 for, which is essentially an A major. Third finger pops up. Now I am purposefully leaving out that A there. Please be aware, it is possible to put it in. It involves a little bit of a break though, so anyway, I leave it out. It is 4, 10, 9, 4 pops down for the C sharp, 1, 4, and then we're into the E minor at 7. It's the same deal, bass stays on, 4, 3. Open, so I'm using 1 and 2, 4, 3, into half bar 2. Before we're into the next idea. And if you notice, Bach is starting to push these ideas across bar lines. They're ending across bar lines, super important here. Again, it's the same idea as this B minor chord, here at 7. So you're building on the knowledge you've already used, using really, hopefully, good fingering. All right, so here we are at 37. Low D, then you have to switch to fingers 2 and 3. First finger pops up, third finger stays down as an anchor. Right. 4 up, 1 up if you want to, nice and lightly, and you can see that I'm lifting that finger off as I do, so it doesn't squeak. C natural A at the 5th fret, third finger on an F sharp, and then we are going to use a second finger at the G here. that is my fingering solution for that bar. It is possible to finger it a couple of different ways though. Another way would be just to keep your one on, and either way you're going to have to come back to second position at the end of that beat in bar 38 for this low E in the bass. So that is why that is there, before anybody asks. But here it is. 2 on the G, open B, D at 7, open E, into first position essentially, F sharp, G to get that in, and then obviously we're then F sharp, and then obviously with the G, low E, so that's 4, 3, 0, 4, and then your fourth finger and first finger are again going to slide up, so that is F sharp, E and A, then your first finger and fourth finger are going to slide up again, third finger off to hit the D, and then if you want to, you can pre-prepare your second finger, but at least get it ready. And then we're into, again, an A major chord, or an A major 7. So I am using 2, 1, 3, 4. I'm leaving my third finger down, I'm pivoting on it, and I am going to use open strings. F and A, open E, third finger comes up, D, 1, 1. It's a bit of a tricky fingering there, but not impossible. So again, open E, 3, 1, third finger up for the F sharp. First, 1 and 3, fourth finger on an A, 1, 2, and again, no bars yet. 1 on the B, 4, 2, and then you need a half bar here going into the next bar 40, so that you've got this chord down, which is the next chord. Altogether, that is a tricky bit of fingering. Just take it slowly, do it a beat at a time. If you can, try and tie in some of the theory here to keep track of what is actually happening here. So Bach is just essentially moving between 2 or 3 chords, not much. It's, you know, it's an A and a D and sometimes an E minor or a G tossed in depending on where he's going. Keep an eye on it, but generally it is an A and a D. Hope you're enjoying all of this fugue loveliness. If you are, consider hitting the like button and maybe even subscribing to the channel. There is a ton of new content just like this coming along the way, including the rest of BWV 998. Let's dive straight back into this fantastic Italianate section. Right, welcome back to bar 40. This is literally the last little bit we're going to be doing here. We are in what is in essence your D7 chord shape, shifted up to the 7th fret to make it A7. So I'm on a half bar here at 7, 3, 4, 2. You're going to drop that half bar down to expose the D. F sharp, high D, third finger on an A. Then you're going to go back into a bar situation for the E. Now, there's no getting away from it. The second finger is going to have to pop up to an F sharp, so that it is F sharp and A at 9 and 10, and then we're using 4, 1, 4 before we use an open G. It is a tricky bit of fingering, and I've left these 2 bars to the end, mainly because of that. Again, nice and slowly. I'm looking at chord shapes here when I think about this. So that I can see these kind of ideas. That is how I'm thinking about moving through these shapes. That was bar 40. Bar 41, we're getting to a pedal point, the first one in this piece, and you will see this pedal point idea come back again. G, I suggest you stay at half bar at 7 then. 3 and 4 on the C and E. Second finger prepared for D sharp. Lovely moment in this Italian 8 section. It really is such a juicy, sweet moment. If you can, try and leave the fingers down for as long as possible, especially that pedal point high B. Now, at 42 it's a bit of a stretch. From here you're going to jump into the 4th position. 4, 4, 3, half bar. And then we're going to leave it there into 43, which becomes the next video to this section. Alright, let's check this out in slow-mo. Thank you very much for staying until the end. This has been brought to you by classicalguitarrocks.com, my baby. There is a ton of lessons on there, so if you're looking for some 6-string inspiration today, some Brauer, some Diens, some Villa-Lobos, there is pretty much all of the Villa-Lobos there, the 12 etudes and the 5 preludes. Head over to classicalguitarrocks.com for some 6-string inspiration today.